and welcome to A Pair of Dice Lost podcasting channel. My name is Brendan, my pronouns are he, him, and I'll be your storyteller for this game about living gods on the wrong side of the law. Joining me for this game is...
Hey there, guys. My name is Tyler. Pronouns are he, him. I'm going to be playing Ricky, the fire-aspected street exorcist.
Hi, everybody. My name's Christina. I will be playing Elion. My pronouns are she, her, and Elion's pronouns are they, them. They are a water-aspected investigator.
Hi, everyone. My name's Cody. Pronouns are he, they, and I play Amalar Divine, the air-aspected shady businessman.
Hi, my name is Britt, and my pronouns are she and her. I play a wood aspect named Rush Ferris, who has a ferret familiar named Zeke. Together, they specialize in archery, larceny, and dance.
Hi, I'm Michaela, she, her, and I'll be playing Tirali of House Regara, an Earth-aspected leader of a small military force known as the Tyrants, who cooks the books for the gang.
And this is Exalted, like a dragon-blooded. Act 3, 100 Kingdoms, 100 Heresies. Doing the equivalent of the worm is a 10-foot-long mascot costume of a manatee flopping over to them like a 2,000-pound idiot and like bumping into them in like a nuzzling, adorable fashion. And the both of, because this is happening just close enough to the dock that you can all hear, you hear this person just kind of go, "Welcome to Nexus Pleasure District. I can't wait to hear you spend so much money here."
Hate it so much. I hate it. I don't like it. I want to go back.
Speaking of going back, hey Britt, can you make me a quick Dex and Athletics roll?
Oh, no.
As to let you know what's happening, the lights blinded you, and you're about to fall off the side of the boat.
Boy! Dex and athletics?
Yep.
So if she doesn't make this, can I make a reaction to kind of like just grab her arm real quick and just steady her before she falls off?
Yes, I would like you to do that right now because she did not make it. I would like you to give me a Dex and Athletics roll, Chris. Elian.
Ferris is not good at swimming.
Yeah, Ferris, the lights blinded you and you like raise your arms up and you didn't realize how close that you were to the side of the boat and like begin to topple over it.
I only rolled a 3 as well.
Okay. Since you weren't blinded, you weren't at a disadvantage. You see Ferris going to start going over the edge, and you quickly, I guess, describe how do you save her.
So I imagine Elian just kind of like looking around and not really knowing how to take in everything around them. So they go to turn to Ferris to say something, kind of like one of those, is this... what, like, and as they turn, they see Ferris kind of, like, trying to look and taking a step back and right towards the edge, and they just kind of, like, lunge out and grab the upper part of her arm and just pull her back real quick.
Okay. Successfully saved, Ferris. You're not going in that dirty, dirty water.
Yeah. Thanks.
I don't think falling into the water is going to go very well right now, so let's try to avoid that.
You know, I wasn't trying to, but I'll definitely try to avoid falling in the water.
I can swim pretty well, but I don't want to have to swim after you if I can avoid it.
No problems there, and Ferris is just gonna, like, grab onto Elian's arm until they get off the boat and off the docks.
Okay. So you all are going to disembark then?
Yeah.
All right. So as soon as you guys disembark, a woman who is dressed vaguely like a cat, kind of saunters up to you all, hip shaking and like with kind of like black hair with little white spots on her and little whiskers drawn on and little ears that you can kind of make. Those of you who were kind of looking for it can kind of see that they kind of like twitch every now and again whenever that she like makes certain movements, so they look a little bit more lifelike and less like they're just glued onto the top of her head or something. And she kind of looks to you all and just goes, "Hi there. Welcome to Nexus. Do you all have your Nexus membership IDs with you?"
Ricky's gonna kind of like look to Falar with like a questioning look.
Falar's gonna give you like a like just a shrug with her hands up in the air. Oh.
So what were they called? The Nexus passes? Or what was it?
The Nexus membership IDs or Nexus passes. Yeah, they kind of like go through it and they say it in a couple different languages. They're like, your passes, your pleasure district passes, your membership IDs, your passport, your frequent user card, your
Tickets?
tickets.
Okay. Brendan,
Yeah.
do I get the vibe that this is a thing we can get when we get here, or do we need to have one to like be allowed in?
Make me a wits and lore roll.
Okay. I don't have any. Actually, I do have some in lore. Wow. First time that's ever come up. Who knew? 3 successes.
Okay. With 3 successes, you have only passingly heard about this in very recent talks with people in regards to Nexus. It's not something that Falar's brought up, but it is something that you might have heard at say Manami's place before you all got out of Chiaroscuro, as like something that you heard in a passing conversation during lunch. It is in fact something that you can get while inside the city.
Do we need it to be here, or can we say no? We don't need that.
Are you asking the attendant or are you asking me out of character?
You.
You know that it's a good thing to have, but it is not necessary
Okay.
for doing business in Nexus.
Okay.
Good, they
I'd
don't
like-
need our full government names.
So do we not want to get one of these, or do we want to like get it out of the way so we can like do more stuff? Asking the group.
I mean, if it's necessary, I don't care. I don't really have a preference either way. I can't see shit anyways.
Do you all know what the Nexus membership card is?
No, we don't.
Oh, fantastic! You're my first ones that I get to talk to about this. It's for my whole shift. Oh my god. Okay. Give me one moment. And she like runs over to like a couple of the other guys and starts collecting things to be the equivalent of how many people that you have there. And she comes back with like 10 bags on like 5 bags on each arm and starts like walking towards you all, kind of like shifting from side to side as the weight of it is like is like a little bit much. And she sets it all down in front of you and she goes, "All right, so welcome to Nexus. This is obviously your first time being here. The membership card takes a little bit to get to go through all the proper procedures, but that's fine. If this is your first trip here, you don't need it. It's just to let people in the pleasure district know that you are a paying customer." And she starts handing out like little bits of like she pulls out from like a swag bag, like she hands out little bits of like Like there's a little toy manatee that she hands to Tarali. She hands a few like little like lays, and then around some of you all and like looks at people's coloring and tries to like match it up. The best way I can kind of describe this is it's kind of like if you get off like an all expense paid cruise to like Hawaii or something, and like you get off the plane and then they're like, hey, what's up, here, have a lay, have all these favors, thanks for visiting the island, that kind of thing.
Oh, so
And-
touristy.
Yes, it's very touristy here.
Ugh.
And as she finishes handing out like all of that stuff, she goes back and like goes, okay, everybody, hands out, and she like motions to have your hands out, palms up. Do
Ricky will
any of
play,
Elias
Ricky will play along.
very like still has like one hand kind of by Ferris, takes the other hand just very slowly, puts it out, palm up.
Nah, I commit to the bit.
Okay, does anybody not commit to the bit?
Ferris will put her hand out.
I'm
Just
not
Philar?
hearing any no's. Yes,
Just
Philar
Philar?
will put her.
Okay.
Philar will also put her hand out. As will, I should mention Divine is technically there with you, T-posing to assert dominance. I will get Cody his own little session at some point regarding this, but he knows the deal that's coming up.
Oh, I assume he got sidetracked with like all the people dressed as animals.
He probably will.
Charlie's handed out.
Okay. With everybody's hand out, and with your hands up, there are two things that are placed on there's a couple things that are placed in your hands and one thing that is placed on your wrist. In your hands, they put a bunch of little silvery tokens that are multicolored with giant the whatever the kanji for the guild is scribbled on the top of it, and then a kind of metal bracelet that is very like nice looking and has like the symbol for the guild on it, is kind of like very delicately secured along one of your wrists. And she kind of goes on to the explanation of, okay, so since this is y'all's first time here in Nexus, we're giving you all 100 Nexus bucks apiece. This is the equivalent to resources 1.
Holy shit.
This is free complimentary to all of our first-time guests. This is to be used mostly just in Nexus. Unfortunately, you can't use it anywhere else. The currency is kind of new. We're kind of doing a new thing, but it's used to play all of our games up in the main pleasure district. It's used to buy prizes. It's used to barter, trade, and everything else that you could do with regular currency. But it's only usable in Nexus. That's why we call them Nexus bucks. Next up, the little bracelet that I put on you, don't worry about that. It's not a great fashion statement. We understand if it clashes, but since you all aren't card-carrying members of the Pleasure District, we do need to have a way to show our gamblers and everyone else that you do belong there, which is why we put the little bracelets on you. Until you all are registered and have your own card, that's gotta stay on. I would recommend against taking them off, because if you take them off, you don't get complimentary drinks and food anymore.
I do like free food.
Everybody loves free food. So do you all have any questions?
Brendan, I want to like, does this wristband look like it's anything other than a piece of metal?
I'm so glad you asked. I was also going to ask when we weren't right in front of the cat person.
I don't care. I'll ask.
Anything other than a piece of metal?
Yeah.
I mean, like, is it
there
made
something?
of?
Does it seem to be more than just, hey, this is a visitor? Like, is there like any internals to this? Does it feel like it's heavier than it should be? Anything like that?
Is it magical? Is it a
yeah.
tracking device? Is
Yeah.
it like shit like that?
I will let you know, without having to make a roll, it is not made of a magical material. So, like, just to get that out of the way, it's not made of a magical material. That doesn't mean it's not necessarily magical, but it's not obviously magical. I would say make me perception and awareness rolls. Or if you think that it's magic, you could also make me perception and occult rolls. Just please let me know which one that you're making.
What's going to be the difference between the awareness and the cult, just to check if it's magic versus like if there's anything non-magical weird about it?
Awareness is going to determine if it is non-magical weirdness, like if that they have some sort of like, I don't know, like a hidden compartment inside the bracelet that'll automatically kill you if you fuck up something.
Oh my
Whereas
God.
magical will look for, magic stuff.
Perception and occult, you said?
Perception and occult.
Okay, if you're going to roll a cult, I'm going to roll awareness. And I'm going to use my excellency for it to get 2 automatic successes.
2 successes for me. God damn.
Mine's a cult.
That's a pretty good roll.
That was a pretty good roll. I am just, once Chris gives me her roll, I will...
9.
Damn!
Dangarang.
Dangarang.
Bobo
All right.
Ram.
Sometimes a lot of dice helps, sometimes it doesn't. This case it does.
Ricky, looking at your bracelet with 2 successes, you kind of like put it up to your face and kind of start looking at it, and the cat girl here who is helping you all out kind of comes up to you and just kind of goes, "Oh, do you see something that you like on the bracelet? It's very well made. We take we take all the care in the world to make sure that it is ethically sourced from the local 100 Kingdoms tribes." And she kind of goes on to this long explanation as that. Do you have your staff with you and like your monk accoutrements and everything?
Probably. I probably have my staff with me.
Okay.
I'm less monkish now, but yeah, I still have my staff.
Because of kind of like your look, your vibe that you have going on, especially with the artifact weapon, she is kind of paying more attention to you at the moment. And in doing so, has given your compatriots a little bit of time to actually investigate theirs a little bit more closely.
And I'll try to like engage in conversation, like not distract her, but like to keep the focus on me while they do that. Use that pretty. Exactly. You're right.
Yeah, use that pretty to your advantage because Elian's not going to talk to them.
So, as you use that appearance 5 to your advantage, I'm going to kind of flip-flop here between Tirali and then Elian and then back to Tirali with those rolls. With 7 successes for Tirali and then using with Perception and Occult, and 9 successes with Elian. Tirali, you see this, and you can immediately recognize that there is, while that there is no magical material in this, you can immediately recognize the workings of some kind of magic. Maybe it's thaumaturgical, which is to say something that a mortal or a god-blooded or something that like a demigod could do. Here, it's not capital S sorcery like the Exalted do, but it is most certainly magical in some case. And you're trying to figure that out for a moment. And then as you're kind of looking at it, Elian is looking at theirs and notices that part of it is hollow. And as you kind of like scratch at it a little bit to open up a thing, do you open up yours just slightly while that you have a moment, Elian?
I'm going to take like a small step away from Ferris and just kind of try to peek at it. Yeah.
So as you take a small step away from Ferris, you notice that this thing opens up, and when it opens up, it's not like that like flesh-eating ants or like bone puppets plague doesn't come out and just automatically like kill you or something like that. It's not evil in nature. But when you kind of like pull at this part of the bracelet a little bit, you see a small bit of papyrus comes out with it that is attached to it. Almost like that there's a Have you ever seen like one of those pens that has like sayings on it that you can kind of pull out of like the pen and be able to for like, a little bit of extra motivational help to get through the day?
Kind
Secret message
of.
pen.
But like a pen or like just something that kind of like you can like pull out like a little thing of paper. So in doing that, this little maybe like very small, like almost like a like a lunch ticket or like a paper like a paper receipt, like one of the really small ones. It's like printed at like gas stations. Kind of like comes out maybe 2 inches long and then like stops as you've unrolled the whole thing. And upon doing that, Tarali looks over and can see what is very obviously a prayer talisman. It is written in river speak. And the prayer talisman says, "Good luck on the winds." And
So I could also read it because it's river.
you could also read it. The main thing that Tarali is going to get from this is that she can, with her occult knowledge, she can see that this script here, this little bit of paper, is where that all the magic is. It is not the bracelet itself, it's this little bit of paper.
You said it's good luck on the winds.
Good luck on the winds is what it says.
Interesting.
But once we're not around the cat girl, I will just let everybody else know that if the paper's what's magical. I'm just not going to say too much out loud in front of the cat girl.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah. So Ellen's gonna kind of fiddle with that, look at it, slide it back in, and close the little latch on it, and just cozy back up to Ferris, just to keep an eye on her and watches Ricky kind of gets assaulted by the cat girl.
Speaking of the cat girl, so she has gone into a long description of the things that you can do in Nexus. Some of the things you can do in Nexus that she has talked about here include fighting for fun, fighting for money, fighting for your life, expeditions into the lower depths of Nexus that are curated by vetted adventurers. Maybe you'll find treasure down there, or maybe you'll find your doom. But hopefully it's treasure. You can play in little mini games. You can play blackjack. You can basically do everything that you could do basically in like a casino town.
This place is Vegas.
Yeah, this place is kind of Vegas. She starts going on about like a bunch of the food eateries. There are places for there are places that let you what's it called? I'm trying to think of the words here. Places that like restaurants. I don't know why I forgot what the word restaurant was. There are restaurants here that are like, hey, we're gonna do fusion restaurants. We're gonna combine stuff from the West with like weird stuff from the North, and now we're gonna have like, I don't know, a sushi burrito, if you will.
Hey, sushi burritos actually exist. I've seen them in Vegas.
I'm aware. That's where that it came. That it's on my brain. Sushi burrito is on my brain. You could do something like falafel, but it's on like a stick, or like steak, but it's on a stick.
Steak on a steak.
Steak on a steak.
It's the perfect gift.
Yeah, like she is basically going on and on about all the different things that you can do in Nexus. To say that I could not list them all for you would be an understatement, because as that I think of them, they will exist in Nexus. My notes on Nexus are, here's a couple examples, and then if I think of something I think is cool, now it exists.
Yeah.
Because you guys are going to the Nexus Pleasure District. Of course, you guys want to go into the old city, which is like behind a wall over there.
How easy would there be to not be a wall anymore?
Probably pretty hard for you all. I mean, it might not be hard for you all, but you might get in trouble.
Hold on, I'm referencing the. There's nothing that mentions destruction of property, and it is not considered wanton violence because we're not assaulting a person. As long as nobody is hurt, and it doesn't obstruct trade either because it's just a wall.
She does have you there.
I'm not messing with taxes. I'm not messing with trade. If anything, I'm making an easier trade route to get into the wall and out of the wall. I'm not bringing an army into Nexus. I'm not committing wanton violence. I'm not claiming to be a council member, and I'm not doing anything with a fugitive.
That's fair enough. Now it's just a matter of actually breaking that wall.
If I so choose.
If you so choose. Speaking of if you so choose. So, everyone, let's escort you and most of your party here over to the gondolas, and you guys can go and explore the rest of the Nexus Pleasure District, which is, and she kind of points up at the top of the wall, 200 feet up. So, gondola, you want to go? You guys want to go see all those great food places and all the fun that you can have in Nexus?
I'm gonna like lean over and whisper to everyone, "Damn, she's good. I do love fun." I'm gonna like look to everyone. What do we need to do first? Tell me something before I get distracted. It's happening right now. I can feel it pulling me. Help me, please.
Well, we do have to find some materials, so we technically need to go shopping, I guess. We just have to. Have we noticed Divine's? Now would be a good time to be like, Divine? Or is he still with us, technically?
I will probably record something with Cody, so let's just say he wandered off.
Yeah, we need to find some materials for Divine, so we should probably ask, and they turn around to kind of look for Divine to get a list, and Divine's not there. Okay, well, maybe he's going to go get his own materials.
Yeah, someone tried to put some ears on him and he got lost in the crowd.
That's fine. We'll find him later, hopefully.
He's in the giant Yedem costume.
What happens in the Yedem stays in the Yedem.
Hey, if you want to shave a Yedem, you go ahead and shave a Yedem. That's the name of the place, is the Shaved Yedem.
Yeah.
I think I'm funny sometimes.
It was good.
I chuckled.
I heard nothing from you all!
I'm sorry, the noise cancellation's too good.
Yeah, I do a lot of laughing over here, and I can always see my mic does not pick it up.
Yeah.
All right, then. So here, look, new gondola just came down. You guys want to hop on? It's a real nice ride. Don't worry, I'll let you guys have your own space. There will be a bunch of attendants up at the top of the pleasure district for you. You can hear the sound of trumpets blaring as it happy-go-lucky music is playing. All that I have in my head right now, it currently is the Gold Saucer theme from Final Fantasy VII. The do 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 do.
That's all I can think of too. That's literally all I can think of is that's why I said Final Fantasy 14 earlier, because this is literally the Golden Saucer.
Yep. Kind of grabbing some inspiration here. I saw something and I just started running with it.
Well,
Are
I'm
the
gonna sit on this
chocobo
gondola now.
races too?
You're gonna hop on the gondola, and yes, to let you know, there are Aurochs races.
Yeah, I'll hop on the gondola.
Is anyone else going on the gondola with Ricky, or is he gonna have a lonely journey with him and Falar?
No, if him and Flar are on a gondola, I'm gonna take the next gondola.
Nope.
Them have alone time.
Ferris, are you gonna let your sister have alone time with Ricky?
Well, let me be clear. I didn't initiate the alone time. I would be the first one to get on, expecting everyone to join us.
Get on.
Okay, Ferris hops on.
Fine, then I'll get on.
And then what about Raleigh?
Well, if you're left alone, apparently you get a costume put on you, so I will definitely get on too.
Well, come on, you'd be strong enough to manipulate the entire giraffe.
Get that real ox body technique.
I think that she's got enough ox body techniques. You all get onto the gondola going up to the Nexus Pleasure District. As that you all go up there, the ride is going to take quite a bit to get up there. But and if you guys have anything you want to talk about, currently you have time to discuss things with no attendance with you. To be clear.
So, before I get accosted by more cat girls, what are we doing? What's like directive number 1 while we're here? Because fair warning, I will get lost in the proverbial sauce if you don't keep me on track. I will just disappear and spend all my money doing nonsense.
Looking around. 1, what money? 2, looking around.
The $100 free I just got.
The 100 Nexus bucks he's got.
They just gave me
That's
money for free.
Regardless, what I was gonna say is looking around. Is it just us in this gondola? Like, there's nobody else around?
Yes, there is nobody else around in this gondola, unless somebody is like, on the ceiling. Nope, they're not up there.
A likely story.
I mean,
if you want to make a roll for it, you can.
Sure, I'll just roll 12 dice and see how that works out.
All in the gondola.
6. Is there anybody around?
Your trained cat eyes do not see anybody around outside of your close associates here.
Cool. So Ellen's just gonna Ricky's gonna ask what we doing, and Ellen's just gonna look around a little bit, try and look up top, look around, see who's in here. Well, last I heard, we're supposed to be getting materials for Divine, and he's gone somewhere.
Okay.
And then we're supposed to be dealing with, I believe you mentioned a smuggler?
Yeah.
But if slaves are not allowed in Nexus and it's human trafficking, then are we in the right area, or are they posing it as something else instead of human trafficking?
Fular pipes up. Well, I mean, slavery and indentured servitude are technically 2 different things.
I'm aware. It's unfortunate, but they do consider them separate things.
Also, you're not allowed to bring slaves into it's a weird gray area for Nexus. You're not allowed to bring slaves in, but if you were to say,
you can buy them if they're here.
No, yes, but no. It's more like if that they technically on the outskirts of Nexus, it's you could technically have people like your slaves sign indentured servitude contracts, and then technically it's legal.
Shiesty.
Yeah, very. The only thing that Nexus cares about is profit. That not hurting or helping other people. That's why we left a couple centuries ago.
So I'm not saying it's a bad thing, but slaves and human trafficking seems more your area of expertise, Ricky.
Yeah, kinda. All my homies hate slaves. It's true.
So how do you go about finding someone who's smuggling people?
Good question.
I feel like you should know what things to look for.
Hey, chill, relax. I know what to look for.
I am relaxed as Ferris is just like leaning in the seat that she's chilling in, very relaxed. But she's also gripping the seat a little tight.
Well,
Ellen's just gonna kind of put their hand on her leg and just tap it gently. Just that small, comforting, gentle tap.
Fular just kind of like pipes up. The other thing that we could do is we could find a way to really fuck the guild over since we're here.
I like that idea.
You know, maybe rob them for all they're worth. Screw them over at one of their own games. I don't necessarily condone it because you'd probably kill a bunch of innocent people. But if we blew up that wall, this whole big thing that we're going up to would probably come crashing down right on top of everybody. But also everybody up top would get screwed over too.
he's just gonna like blink a couple times. Why do you do paperwork for fun? I don't get it.
Oh, it's a nice way to relax. Do you not have a way to unwind to relax?
The violence is the unwind. That's the secret. I'm always angry. No,
That's
true.
your secret?
No. I don't know. I just kind of get drunk and eat a lot of food. That's how I relax. Works out pretty good.
I mean, to each their own. I'm not gonna yuck your yum. She kind of like looks at you and goes, "What am I call you now that you can read? Gotta have a good nickname for you now."
Did you have a nickname about me being unable to read before that you didn't tell me about? Is that what? Did you have a name making fun of my illiteracy before I knew how to read?
Yeah. You were illiteracy.
Wow. You know, that's such a shitty nickname. I feel bad for you, not me.
Listen, it came off the top of the dome and then just kind of stuck.
Okay. Well, I have newfound people like to be around me powers, so maybe I can like do some schmoozing when I get there and find out some information that people don't want me to know. See if I can find more stuff about this slave trade. If not that, then yeah, we can just cause some violence. Isn't wanton violence something that we get killed for? Didn't you just tell us not to do that?
Yeah, don't do wanton violence, but like you could do violence. The person down there literally said that they do like gladiatorial games and like adventurer expeditions and stuff like that. If that's not violence, I don't know what is.
It's true enough.
Wanton violence is like purposeless violence. As long as it's got a purpose behind it, I think it should be good.
Even if the purpose is ruining their entire livelihood.
I mean, so yeah, technically they wouldn't get you for wanton violence. I think they get you for disrupting trade.
Yeah, probably. Well, first things first. I think we should get something to eat. We had a long trip and I'm hungry. Let me rephrase. I'm going to get something to eat when we get off this fucking gondola.
That's a good idea.
Yeah.
Oh, apparently wanton is also to behave in a sexually unrestrained way. Interesting.
Look, I wanted to look it up. I want to know what we could deal with and work around.
Cheeks burned as she recalled how forward she had been. How wanton.
So, as you guys finish up this conversation regarding what you're going to do in Nexus, you crest the last 20, 30 feet of the gondola up to the top of the tower, or not tower, up to the top of the wall, and can see this city of garish lights and larger than life buildings. Large signs blink on and off as magically enchanted buildings light and show little signs displaying what they're advertising, and lights go this way and that way, kind of drawing the eye, and the sounds that are kind of being piped to you are kind of drowned out for a moment as a large whoosh of air kind of rocks the gondola just slightly, and that smell of manufacturing and kind of smoke and air and kind of like decrepit, like polluted air actually disappears and is replaced with like fresh river scents, but like nice river scents, like the breeze coming off of a river on like a morning, or like mist and like refreshing scents that are meant to like entice you. Yes, this thing is absolutely a mix of like looking at it, it is like overwhelming the way that like Times Square or like downtown Tokyo at night is like overwhelming with like neon and like flashing lights meant to overload the brain almost. And as the scents of manufacturing disappear and and are replaced with nice things, the gondola comes to a stop, allowing you all to disembark. And then once you guys do, the gondola goes back around on its track and goes down to pick up more people eventually. But here at this little tower, not tower, I'm sorry, I keep saying tower, up at the top of the Nexus Pleasure District, you can see more of the attendants in the almost too sexual dress with like the ears or the or like little painted on noses or things like that going around, having plates full of drinks on their hands and kind of like moving about, enjoying themselves, so to speak, in the way that only a service industry grunt can enjoy themselves, putting on the fakest of smiles. And they continue like going about their business while that you guys take in the local sights. Within eyesight of you all, you can see currency exchange for Nexus bucks, Nexus bucks to other currency exchange, a local burger joint, a local blacksmith who's like showing off how that they're making weaponry, that kind of thing. A magic show's going on, a comedy show's going on. There's multiple like gambling halls full of games of skill, chance, and anything in between. There are signs pointing towards gladiatorial pits. There are signs pointing towards music, pointing towards concerts. There are a couple signs that are ostentatious and large. They look like they've been enchanted through small bits of like thaumaturgy to like light up whenever that you look directly at it. That's like the wedding of blah 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 and blah 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 is down here in Hall A, and then you'll look to the right and then see another one that has a another like, here's the wedding of blah 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 and blah 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 down in Hall B. You can go whichever way that you want. And it just kind of like goes and goes and goes and is overwhelming, to say the least. Thank you for taking the time to enjoy our show. If you liked what you heard, why not leave a review or tell a friend about us? It helps get the good word out about the work we put into this show. If you wanted to ask us any questions, you can contact us through Twitter at apairofdicelost or email at apairofdicelost@gmail.com. The theme song for this game is Dragon Dance by Raphael Crux, used under a Creative Commons license. And for making it this far, I saw that cool thing you did, so have some stunt dice.